Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Claire with clarearmstrong.com. Welcome to your weekly tarot read. I'm not going to make this read date specific, so anytime that you see this message, if the message resonates with you, then take it as your message. I've already shuffled the decks and pulled the cards, so let's just go ahead and get started. So for the overall energy of the week, we have the Messenger of Water, or the Messenger of Love. So this energy is, it's really sweet. It's very tender and very emotional. This could be a message coming from maybe somebody that we like or somebody that we love. It could be, a love offer, maybe somebody asking us out, something like that. I'm noticing the way that this lady on this card is really looking at this tiny, delicate little seahorse and appreciating all of the, just the really delicate, just gorgeous little features. And looking so adoringly at this little creature. And so that's kind of the energy that I'm picking up for this week. It could be somebody extending an offer to us or us extending an offer to somebody else. But it's just a very, it's a very adoring type of emotions, type of feelings. So somebody could be, have been admiring us from a distance possibly. And maybe they are making contact or extending some kind of offer this week. But for an overall energy, it's just really, really loving. It's a great deal of love. So for the start of the week, we have two cards. We have both major arcanas. We have the World. They're going to focus. And Strength. I don't normally call out zodiac signs, but because I am a Leo myself, I will say that this card is distinctly Leo, or just a fire sign energy. But that's not going to apply to everybody. So with this World card, this card talks about graduating something, finishing something, completing something. So it's a successful completion. Is this in focus? Successful completion. It's sort of like finishing one chapter and moving on to the next. So in life, it could be the end of a certain repetitive karmic lesson, possibly. A set of circumstances that just seem to have occurred in our lives over and over again, which is what this Round and Round Oracle card we have talks about. Just these karmic cycles, and although the people or the circumstances might change, the situation is kind of the same, calling us into the same mode of action, whatever it is that we need to learn. For me personally, this really applies to me with this Strength card especially. I've had to learn how to really stand up for myself, which is something that didn't really come all that naturally to me. Getting outside of my comfort zone and learning, no, actually I have to speak up for myself. I have to, I have to say when somebody or a set of circumstances have been, imposed upon me and it's not fair, not just, not right. And rather than just being silent and accepting it, for me personally, I've had to learn how to defend, defend myself, but, just to kind of stand up for myself. So that's what I'm getting with this. It's sort of like we're graduating on, having really on a very, very deep soul level, having learnt our karmic lessons, karmic lessons, yeah. Now, coupled with the Strength card beside it, if you look at the card, you'll see that this woman is standing beside this lion. Now, she's not using any type of restraint or any type of force. She just has a quiet confidence from within, a very, very loving manner. And this lion is being completely receptive to her. You know, taming the beast, yes. But doing it within a space of just real love, you know, respect. And this type of inner strength is one where we may not have to be up on the mountaintop screaming, I am strong, I am woman. That's probably not necessary. We can probably get across the same type of message through the place of love, you know, through an expression of love. Like an energy or vibration of love, without having to be quite so, you know, up in arms, basically. So when I'm seeing these two cards together, what I'm kind of seeing, it's almost like some type of message maybe that we have to say, something that we have to say, some type of message that we have to take, or we feel very much as though it's in our soul path to kind of speak out maybe about a certain challenging or tricky or uncomfortable topic. And maybe taking that message to a wider audience as reflected by this World card. And also the thing about stepping out onto, a wider, like a worldwide or wider scale, you know, speaking out or showing ourselves in some kind of way, being seen to a wider audience can make us feel extremely vulnerable. And true inner strength is not to not feel vulnerable at times in life, but true inner strength really is to feel vulnerable, but to do it anyway, and to do it through this place of, you know, just love and peace. That is true inner strength. You know, I'm looking at this woman and I think that she may have faced challenging times in life that were far greater, far more challenging than people are even aware of, you know, and still she's not being aggressive. Still, she's just accepting that, you know, I have this message, and I want to deliver this message, but I want to do it through this place of peace and love and harmony. You know, that's sort of where this is coming from. Now, in the middle of the week, we've got the Page of Air. This can be some type of new idea, some new theory, possibly unproven theory. It could be doing studying, gathering information. But it could also be somebody watching us, possibly. Somebody watching us, observing us from a distance. They're not saying anything. They're just watching, keeping tabs, keeping an eye. This card could be a bit of social media stalking, that type of thing. But you know, if that's the case, then if this person or group of people don't feel inclined to want to come directly and communicate, then I wouldn't even focus on that. You know, shoot, fly, go on. So yeah, I would just be aware of this energy midweek. But this could also be somebody who's watching maybe what you're doing or what you're working on. It could be somebody who's watching from a distance, just sort of observing, gathering information, but it may be from a more loving place. It could be coming from a more loving place. I really admire what this person is doing. I really admire this message that this person is bringing forward, or the way that this person is handling things or conducting themselves, or the way in which they are persevering as well. So at the end of the week, we have, Major Arcana, the Star. Now we had the Star in last week's reading as well, where in this reading I'm probably going to interpret it a little bit differently. But, the Star talks about being on track. It talks about, success in the future, and potentially in the very near future. It might not be there yet, but we're definitely on our way towards it, following our inner guidance, those types of things. But with this World card here, I'm wondering if it's not somebody watching, right? Somebody watching what's going on. This could be a person who's higher up in the world, higher up in the ranks. So if we're working on something, it could be someone just a little bit higher, maybe somebody who's got some type of authority or power, in a sense, to extend some kind of offer, possibly. Because as advice, we have the messenger of earth. So we'll come back to that. But it could be some kind of offer potentially coming, not necessarily in the particular week that you're watching this, but in the near future. Could be that. I've had certain experiences, and it always makes me think of that saying, reaching for the stars. It's like reaching for the stars, believing in yourself, reaching for the stars. But here I'm seeing it more as like a star is born. Sort of like if you reach for the stars, but the stars exploit you, then just go above their heads. That's kind of how I'm seeing this, like going above their heads, just going above their heads, just carrying on, just doing your thing, just believing in yourself, just believing in this thing that we're doing. Because with the Star card, it's very soul level. It's really like soul purpose, soul level type of work. And so if you're on that path, if you're on the path of spirituality or life purpose, then these types of energy, if they're not supportive, they're not going to knock you off track either. They're just going to kind of teach you a lesson, to stand up for ourselves or to persevere, even if there is resistance. The advice card is Messenger of Earth. So the advice of tarot is, it could be some type of offer. Like I said, it could be some offer coming in, and that somebody wants to help, a possibility. But also simply that you're on track. You might not need anybody's help, I mean, this energy here probably doesn't necessarily really need external help. They can achieve it on their own. We can become a star if need be. And I'm not talking about any kind of ego pursuit. That there's no ego pursuit here. If we're driven to do something in life, then we're doing it just because that's maybe what we were born to do. Maybe it's our like I said before, our soul mission. So if a singer wants to sing, then just sing. If a writer wants to write, then just write. It's that kind of thing, doing what we're doing for the love of it, not for any massive amount of recognition, but simply for the love of it, as indicated in this card, this happy, for the joy of doing it, and for the satisfaction of knowing that we're doing what we feel is right, what we feel is just, what we feel is right as well. But this payoff, whatever this payoff may be, certainly it would be an emotional type of payoff, so it's just emotional, just feelings of deep personal satisfaction. But it could also show there will be eventual financial payoff. I don't ever see anything in this earth suit moving particularly quickly. Sometimes it just seems to take forever. And so if you're doing something that you love to do, we enjoy doing it, then it's not really going to feel like work necessarily. And it's something that we can, maintain long term. But I would say the advice of tarot is that there will be a financial payoff. If we look here, we see some new growth sprouting here. So these seeds planted are starting to grow roots. They're starting to be established in the ground, and we're starting now, or in the very near future, to see new growth. But when you plant that seed, you don't automatically see results, right? We have to kind of keep moving forward in this energy of having faith. I believe that this thing is going to grow into something, better, bigger, fulfilling, and bring me ultimately, happiness. So advice of tarot is, keep on doing what you're doing for the love of doing it. Got these little free cards with my Spirit and Destiny magazine this month. So I thought I would use this card in this read. And we've gotten I'm in charge of my journey, which really fits into this perfectly. We are in charge of our own destiny. We're in charge of our own destiny. We're in charge of our own lives. And we're in charge of how we respond to life situations, challenging or otherwise, and adapting. There are some things in life that we cannot control, but we can control how we respond and react and how we carry ourselves forward. And so it's a good reminder that we have the power. We have the power in our own personal lives. We have the strength, and we can really make a difference to not only our own lives, but hopefully enrich the lives of others through our experience as well. Let me see if there's anything else I'm getting here. So basically, no, I'm just seeing it. We'll just close on this card, happy. This really is about choosing happier thoughts, choosing to have a more positive outlook on our lives, looking at things from a higher vantage point, really choosing happier thoughts, working towards long-term stability. So yeah, it looks like an awesome week. If you would like a personal reading, you will find all that information at my website. It's clarearmstrong.com. You'll also find information about my book, The Rock Star That Stole My Life. Now, this is my true life story. This book actually talks about a lot of challenging topics, domestic violence or domestic abuse being one. But hopefully the story is doing that. Hopefully the story is helping to people to rise up, helping people to rise up, to find healing, to find happiness, to realize that we are in control of our own destinies and go out there and make the absolute best of our lives. So thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this reading, then please do subscribe to the channel, and please do leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know how this may have applied to your personal world. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you all same time, same place next week. Thanks.